What's up, JP Big? And hello to all other people. My stream's at 9:40 because it reset. It reset. It always resets. It always resets. Check this out. What number is this? It's like an 8. No. Can you do an 8 with one hand? Not really, because then it just ends up looking like a... Like, I can't make a 2 defined circles. Ugh! Fuck my non-8 life, dude. I tried so hard, but I couldn't do it. But I did try, so that's fine, I guess. It's all fine. This is my final stream on Twitch. After this, we're going to be moving platforms to Twitch 2, which I'm the first person to create and find and found and follow. So I hope you guys are excited for Twitch 2. On Twitch 2, we have several streamers. On Twitch 2, we'll have several streamers. And they will get paid lots of money to entertain you all. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it. The gasoline. I can't believe it's finished. Massive undertaking. Oops, you gotta click that fast. You can't play G anymore because you swapped to a MacBook? Could GD not run on a MacBook or something? Or what's the lore there? Oh, don't be worried about Calc 1. Calc 1's auto. You just have to show you mean business when you get in there. Is it even possible to beat? I don't know. It looks actually pretty hard if you genuinely sat down and tried to beat that. I think it would actually be moderately difficult. Like, I don't think it would come naturally to beat that level. Because of like, I don't know. It just looks like it's a lot. I have so many low quality viewers, it's sad. I don't know what to do about them. Don't worry, not you though. You would never be a low quality viewer. You specifically. Oops. Is this crazy early? Like in the day? Yeah. But not like in my life. Like I'd say I'm like a quarter of the way through my life. Maybe a third if we're talking about like useful years. It's not like I'm gonna be doing much after like 80 and 70 or whatever. I'm just gonna be sitting around. So yeah, it's early. You're here early in my life. All things considered. If that's what you wanted to know. If you wanted to know something else, I can't help you there. I don't know everything. I'm not that smart yet. That'll come in a later stage. You guys think I can like pull off that like wise old monk kind of thing? Where I like sound like I know more than I'm letting on? Cause that's like my ultimate goal, I think, with it all. Like I wanna when people talk to me, it's like, oh yeah, this guy knows stuff, but he won't admit or say it. Zoink. I know about Zoink. He was one of the last people to give me a really good look back then. That's right, I'm him. Does anyone know what an email is? Why is this all so fucking easy? Oh, never mind, I got punished. I actually don't know what I'm doing at the ship. I'm just like clicking randomly. What's like the best way? What's the way that will give me the most respect? Is it actually just a 2-click method? Yeah, but that feels like, fuck my life, dude. Really? That's the best way? Really? Are you serious? Oh my god, dude. I did verify Kenos, and then I unverified it for the cloud. That's right, I can do it for the cloud. Sounds like that library was not infinite if it closed, so what's the point? Why can't... Let's make the infinite library in real life tomorrow. I say tomorrow because, like, we only have so many days to be on Earth. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to wait around to, like... Oh, eventually we'll make the infinite library. Like, we don't have time for eventually. Okay. We have today, and that's like, there's many songs about this kind of, like, general concept. That are like, tomorrow doesn't exist, we have today. Why not today? I'm busy. I have to go to the store. But tomorrow for sure, though. Do I like clouds? I love clouds. I actually really love clouds. I think they're really one of the best parts about it all, because they're just so interesting and there's so many different types of them and such. And it's like one of those things where like no cloud is the same really. Like even though they are probably not like snowflakes, but like realistically. And it's like one of the only things you can see every day that's probably different to some extent. Although, unless you get the cloud wall, which I don't really like the cloud wall. You know what I'm talking about, where it just looks like a skybox up there, and it's just like a giant, massive, like there's no interesting part about that. I don't like it when it's all blue either. Like people say, oh, it's nice when there's not a cloud in the sky. That's not true, okay? I think both extremes are not good. For different reasons. For different reasons, I'll give you that. But like, both feel like I'm in a skybox. Like there's a skybox up there. And the blue is too bright and the gray is too dark. I like a balance, yeah. Without a balance, it all crumbles away. Petrichor, that's like the Cindy when the ground is wet. I watched a video this morning. I don't remember what it was called, but it was about mapping out like the state of complex. Like, you know those games where you have to slide a block out of a maze? Like, how do I, like, it's like Rush Hour, like a Rush Hour type game. And it was a video about, like, mapping the states out of that Rush Hour type game. And I was left very confused. Not because the topic was that complex. In fact, I think the topic is really simple if you've ever played one of those games before, right? Like, it's not complicated. But how the fuck do you make that video? Right? If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. How do you make that video? How do you make that video? Like, what tool makes that video? Like, oh, the tool that maps out. Like, there's no tool that makes that video. How do you make that video? It's completely unimaginable. Like, it's not real. How do you make that video? That's like the whole thing I was asking the whole time. Like, how... Like, sure, it's easy enough to imagine in your head, I guess, but it's not like... How do you... I was so confused by that part. I don't know how to make that video. Yeah, their other one, the double pendulums or chaotic int or whatever. The whole time it's just like, how do you make this... Like, it's not like... Because I think the craziest part about it is the topics are not hard to understand about these videos. Like, there's no, like... It's not like Veritasium where sometimes I'm like, fuck, I don't know, I got lost about 5 minutes ago. Like, it's easy, but it's like the complexity comes from, like, just the sheer lack of understanding of how a video like that can ever be produced by it. Like, what program does this? Like, I just don't understand what... Dude, I get hella lost sometimes watching bro tasking videos. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Sometimes I am just completely lost. Like, I'm just, like, I gotta rewind. Even if I'm, like, fully paying attention, bro. I don't know if I'm just, like, stupid. But, like, sometimes I'm not there. It's better now. I think his videos are less complex now, usually. But he had, like, a period where for, like, a year, every time I tried to play one of his videos, I'd follow it a little bit, and then I would get just lost. You should organize soon? Oh, yeah, you're totally right. You're so right. We really should. Yeah, it's a 2-swap video about, like, I don't know. I don't know what the title of the video was. I just watched it before I started streaming. I clicked on it and I couldn't click off of it because it was like, oh, fuck. It was one of those sort of situations. Yeah, the pendulum video. I remember the title for that one. I don't remember the other ones. I haven't looked at the screen yet today. I should probably, if I want to get anywhere, I should probably, like, actually plan on playing the game. To some extent. But I don't know. I would have reacted to the new one if it was gonna be like that. But, like, I guess they're all gonna be like that. It just seems like one of those things where, like, everyone's like, oh, yeah, it's not that hard to understand, but, oh, we just can't come up with a way to visualize it. There's just no way. And everyone's just like, yeah, that's how it is. But for some reason, this one has a way. Because it does. Bro's gonna be the first person to make our eyes see 4D. Like, for real. Like, he's gonna find a way. You should put chat on text-to-speech so I don't have to read with my eyes. That sounds fun if I had, like, 20 viewers. Even then, it'd be annoying. Go, 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 go! Choose. But I don't know. I don't know, like... I don't know. I really just want to know how videos like that can be made. Just, like, I want a video where he just explains it. But that's, like, ruining the... Like, you can't... He's so far ahead of the other ones, but then you want to, like, reveal how he's doing it. I don't even know. I can't do this warming up, dude. I should probably play other parts to warm up. This part's too hard as a warm up. This part's so much harder than I thought. Let's go back here. Maybe that will inspire my brain to do it. So yeah, sleep deprivation's really getting to me now. It's like we're at the late stages where it's just over. I don't even know if I can play the game that good today. I should not have watched a movie last night. I thought, because I wanted to rest my hand, because if you don't sleep right, what happens is even, like, normal-ass GD play starts to, like, produce wear and tear on your, like, ligaments. Because it can't recover from minor use anymore because you're just not sleeping enough for it to do that. That's why I didn't stream yesterday, and I banned myself from playing a video game yesterday. So, I was just, like, laying around for most of the day because I needed rest anyway. And I watched a movie last night, and it was a bad idea because the whole time I was just fighting to stay awake, but I didn't have enough energy to, like, get up and do anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, I was just locked in, dude. I feel like I was just, like, waiting out a bad edible high. Like, that's what it felt like. Like, I just could do nothing else. I was just, like, locked in trying to do it. 5-stream streak. Wow. I'm impressed mostly. Somewhat. Come on. I feel bad for Quant Spazar, who had like probably a 70 streak at some point, but lost it recently, I think. At least I think that's how the story goes. My Hades reset all the streaks. Does that happen? Dude, I should program a stream to start like at 3:30 a.m. as like a quick time event that lasts for 5 minutes, and if you don't get it, you lose the streak. We're serious around here. You don't understand. No, dude! I almost did it, but that gap is equal, so fire enough. I almost did it. That's like almost the entire difficulty of the entire level I almost did. I'm not even kidding, basically. Everything else is just AI for the most part. I do need more. I'm still just so tired. Fucking stupid, dude. Anyway, last night I rewatched Good Will Hunting because I liked it when I was like 12 or whatever. I want to see if it was good. It's not that good. Although Robin Williams is good, but that's true most times. It's like, because like Good Will Hunting like showed up in my YouTube thing, like, free, watch this now. And I was like, yeah, fucking sure. I'll watch this thing. Maybe not the best movie to watch while tired out of your mind, though. Like, you probably want to watch, like, Endgame or some bullshit. Realistically. I do like that the hardest question to answer in the entire movie is what do you want? Because I think most of us can agree that it's by far the hardest question that has ever existed in the entirety of human history. What do you want? That question's so fucking stupid. I don't know. No one knows what no one knows what they want, dude. They're just doing random shit for the most part. Maybe some people know what they want, but most people don't know what they want. At least in my experience, when I talk to other people, it seems to kind of like they're just like, yeah, I'm going through the motions, but I don't know what I actually like want to do with any of this, and that's so true. But it doesn't really ever address that point because there's nothing to address. Like, what do you even... There's no answer to that question. It's just impossible. Well, I guess the point of the movie was, like, getting him to admit that he didn't know what he wanted, I guess, or, like, getting him to confront that for the first time. Well, that was not, like, the point of the movie, but that was, like, a big part of it, which is, like, fair enough. Was there a knocking sound or was that real life? Well, I didn't hear a knocking sound here, so I think that's you. Unless... No, I wouldn't hear a knocking sound. I'd hear the doorbell. I'm way away from that. This stream probably ends when the cleaning crew gets here, because cleaning's coming today. Which is supposed to be like noon, I think. So whenever that happens, I'll probably end stream. Well, I will end stream when that happens, but I don't know like which will happen first. I should stay on like XQC. Dude, XQC doesn't need that shit. I hate having a cleaning service. Like, it makes me feel like the worst human to ever be born. But I just can't do it. Because I'm super allergic to dust. And every time I clean myself, it's like 4 days of bullshit. And I don't know, but I hate it, dude. I feel like the worst. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm a big, like, self-reliance kind of guy. And I hate admitting that I need someone's help for something. Other than, like, not out of, like, any, like, self-pride. I just fucking hate it. Like, I want to be able to rely on myself for stuff, but some things you can't do. I guess. At least I shouldn't. I need a mask. Oh, no, you need a mask. Okay. Yeah. I can't. I tried every technique to do, no matter what because I'm physically allergic to, like, grass itself, not even just breathing in the pollen. So it's like, no matter what I do, it's bad. Like, there's no, like, mask prevents it bullshit. I've gotten better with it though, like I don't like hate myself as much as I used to for like getting help for stuff. I've accepted it's kind of just what you have to do sometimes. Hazmat suit? Maybe, dude. Maybe that's what I need. These things are probably expensive as hell, dude. I should get that ball that I just like roll around in and shit. That's a good idea. The contagion bubble. Dude, my hand feels so stiff. It has for the past few days. It's been annoying. I don't know why. I guess I'm not the one asking questions, am I? While cleaning and eliminating anything fragile and better. Well, if I was in a giant ball. Yeah. Probably start collecting items like I'm playing Katamari or something. Start collecting the hair. The hair is the biggest problem. I'm like a dog. I shed so much hair. That's gotta go. Dude, I wish like auditorial fatigue wasn't no, not auditorial, but visual fatigue wasn't a thing in this game. Like this part just looks so different from the drop than it does from the beginning. Because my eyes are just less tired. Like I can see it much clearer. Because you're just playing for so much less time. Being allergic to human hair cannot be fun. No. Like, what do you even do? I guess just go bald, right? You have to just go bald, and realistically, I wonder if people like alopecia are more likely to be allergic to hair because they're in contact with it less growing up or something. And so it looks foreign when your body first interacts with it. Because that's what allergies are, obviously. I can't see that spike. I'm just clicking and hoping and praying. Well, not praying. I don't answer to some celestial figure. Because if he's real, he gave me a grass allergy. That's lame, dude. Smash Brothers is like the Valorant of video games? Yeah, because there's like characters. You select them. Just like Valorant. And also Solid Snake has a gun that he uses for most of his attacks. You gotta lag spike at 92 to teach you a lesson about how to not take things for granted. I was skipping one early, bro. The brain is fascinating. I love dreams because it does stuff that would never happen otherwise and it feels real most times. Although it's weird how fast we are to dismiss them when we wake up. But like, I've had that happen in real life too. Like when I got back from Japan, I was like, yeah, that was... Like, I know that happened, but I'm just gonna go back to the life I was living before and it's fun. And it won't, it felt like the exact same. It was just like accepting that a dream I had happened. And that was that. Like, if the thing is too out of the ordinary, then it just doesn't work. Like, it doesn't stay the same way. I doubt that would happen if I traveled again, but I just said in my life I've never been to a place even remotely moderately similar to that ever. So, like everywhere that I've ever been spoke English as the main language. So of course it's gonna be different. Oops, I got like a weird... Why is my hand stiff? What does it mean? Like, it's like every movement feels like, could be inflammation in the hand, but I don't have any aches or pains. But I guess that doesn't straight up, outrule it. It still could be inflammation related. It probably is if it feels stiff. Like, it doesn't have to be associated with pain to be inflamed. But I don't know why I'd be inflamed, because I guess I mean, I guess I've been overusing it, I guess. So, fine.
why that ship is so bad. That's the worst part of the level. I don't know why it's made like so bad. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, seriously, what is that ship?
It's so awkward. What percent is that? Actually, like 94, probably. Like, look at this ship. What is wrong with the ship? Ooh, lag spike. Hello? I'm definitely gonna die to this ending part because I'm just not good at it. It's one of those. It's not like a like maybe I'll be able to do it. I mean, nerves aren't gonna be a factor here. It's probably just gonna be like a bloodlust situation. I'm just actually bad at it. So of course I'm gonna die there a bunch. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it better, but it's just badly made.
Ah, my hand. It's just like not like. But there's nothing actually wrong with it. Like, it's not like it's hard to grip. It just feels fucking off, man.
I don't know. Tiamat's like one of the hardest parts of the entire level, in my opinion.
I don't usually like play above my means when I'm fluking stuff. Usually, right?
Like, I just don't die because I'm nervous. There's a difference there. Usually. Like, it just means I'm playing like I would play if I wasn't nervous, usually. So it's not like I can, like, magically, like, oh, I'm forward, so I don't...
I mean, that's my... kind of part of my problem.
I think if I was on, like, ADHD meds, I would die from nerves, probably, because I would actually get nervous fast enough for it to matter.
I don't know, man.
But I just don't care enough, I think, without ADHD meds to die from nerves, usually. Not that I don't care, but I don't, like, care in the same... in the right way. The wave reminds you of Phobos. What's Phobos like about it? Yeah, because you would be pumped full of adrenaline by 30% or something, and then you're fucked. Like, it's not like... There's a lot of games that would benefit from that, but I don't really think GD's one of them. Like, yeah, you're locked in, but you're too locked in, I think. And I've never really heard of people on ADHD meds just, like, rampaging through the game like I have in other games. A lot of the best bridge players were ADHD medicated, because, like, that actually works usually. But you can't really do that like this here. Oops. What do ADHD meds do? They're just stimulants, so they give you more dopamine. Because the problem with ADHD is you don't have dopamine, enough of it. Having ADHD is like the most like life isn't real disease ever. Like, you can fully want to do something, but if you don't have the dopamine, you're not gonna get up and do it. It's crazy. Like, and the only reason that you can, even when you like force yourself, is because you have some residual amount that's laying around that binds the stuff that allows you to get up. Like, it's like, you need it or you won't. People don't understand that. Yeah, it's not like you need ADHD for ADHD meds to work, but you'll get really wired, I think, if you don't have it and you take them, like, at least at a lower dose, but it produce the same effect. Like, eventually it would get there. Okay, that's interesting. You guys think that always screws up my sleep schedule? No, I don't know why my sleep schedule's like this. Neither does the doctor. I talked to a doctor. We don't, like, it just does that sometimes. Unfortunately, my brain didn't develop right or something. And so every day is 8 minutes longer than it should be because my brain just doesn't regulate the correct. It doesn't regulate it right. And we don't know why. No one knows why this happens. It just kind of happens sometimes to people because of it does. Maybe one day we'll know. We don't. It's probably linked to autism because the brain probably just developed it wrong or something. Realistically, like, at least that's my theory. I'm not a doctor, but I don't understand. You don't understand how I made it through school? Dude, I didn't. Like, I did, but I did not, really. Like, I literally sleepwalked from class to class. I probably gave myself, like, permanent damage to parts of my brain and body by doing it, but I had to graduate high school, so I did. Dude, I shouldn't have even attempted college, though. Like, straight up. Just shouldn't have even tried it. But I wanted to, like... Realistically, from the very start, I knew I couldn't do it. But I didn't want to admit that, and I wanted to see if I could just, like, plug it out. Like, I thought, well, I thugged out high school, so I was like, I could do it again. No. Yeah, and school itself is auto. Like, it's the easiest fucking thing I've ever done in my entire life. Like, there's no class that's gonna be hard. I don't need to be present to pass any of those classes, or even get a good grade in them.
My hand is so stiff. Do I need to take, like, a long break? But, like, what did I do to it? Is it just the sleep deprivation? Like, fucking up my hand? It's so stiff. It does not feel right.
But I don't want to take a break. Nor do I know if it's actually an issue. I don't know why it's doing this to me. Finger strength? No, I don't do bouldering because I knew it would fuck up the same joints that are already being fucked up. I'm playing these games. But it's not. See, the problem is it's stiff. It's not cold, like, at all. It's not cold. No, I know what bouldering is. Oh, you were talking something else. I don't know, I thought you thought I didn't know what that meant. No, yeah, it's where you throw boulders at people. I mean, if we're being realistic, I maybe have like 2 to 3 more years of play left in me before arthritis takes over, so it could just be that, but I'm hoping not.
What the I don't even... What is happening? That's before that, so that's not useful.
I don't know what run I'm trying to do right now, or why I'm doing it. I watched a video of an 8-year-old beating Sakubin Hell this morning. Not Sakubin Circles. So there's that, I guess. Sakubin Circles is in like 2 years, probably.
Dude, that guy's dad actually did the strategy. Like
had a kid and got him into GD like as early as humanly possible. Because if you listen to the dad talk, he knows a lot about the game. Like, I think he's always known. And at this point, he was like, well, let's try it. Why not, right? Let's see what this does. Which, like, honestly, I'd probably do the exact same fucking thing. So it's like, I get it. Like, curiosity would absolutely get the better of me there. Why would you not want to know? It's crazy though. Even when I was a kid, there was no like hard games to play like this. Now, you know what I mean? Not like this. Oh, and you need to do a real click there to pass. You can't just do like a little micro guy. Like, it has to be real. You can put some real heft into it too. I played Mario Maker. Yeah, that was like one of the hardest things they had. You break. Like, what else even exists that's like hard? What's hard when I'm like 12? That exists. And even then, when Mario Maker came out, I was already like 14, right? When I was a kid, when I was like an actual kid, like when I was 8, there wasn't a hard game at all. It's just 2010. What's the hardest game in 2010? Stepmania? Probably the hardest thing that existed in 2010 was like Mario 64 speedruns, probably. Like 120 star is still probably like the hardest thing that existed back then. I always forget what those are, dude. I beat the world's hardest game. It's not that hard of a game. Like when it was like new, I beat it. Well, maybe not new. Maybe it was when it was new. I mean, we were playing it in the. Yeah, I think I did beat it when it's new because it was on the computers in the recess. When it was when the weather was unfavorable to go outside for recess, we'd have these computers and we'd play games on we'd play like flash games on whatever sites existed for them. And I remember we played many of those types of stuff. On like Mini Clip. And like Nitrome. Because you could play multiplayer games on Night. There was like a lot of really interesting multiplayer games you could play on that one. But I think they came out when we were a little bit older. Or like we were almost done getting to use those computers for. But that's yeah, cool math games, like stuff like that. That's what existed when we were like there wasn't even a bloodbath yet. Like when I was 8. There wasn't a bloodbath. It wasn't even a cataclysm. It wasn't even a GD when I was 8. I caught the start of Minecraft, which was nice. But Minecraft is not really a hard game. The hardest thing exists is probably the thing I play now. I cannot imagine there's a harder Minecraft game mode than Bridge, realistically. Or I don't know what it would be if there is. It's like, dude, what are we doing, dude? Speedrunning, maybe. I don't know how hard that goes. I was too high up from the get-go there. Yeah, I can't imagine there's a harder mechanical game than Minecraft. I mean, Minecraft. And then Bridge, at least. Oh yeah, Toho definitely existed in 2008. But I don't think we would have ever heard about it. Speedrunning. I mean, yeah, speedrunning might be the hardest. Like, Mario 64 120 star is probably the hardest thing in gaming, realistically. I don't know if there's anything harder than that. Like, the most impressive video game accomplishment is probably whatever the world record is in Mario 64 120 at any given point in time, realistically. I refuse to believe that God Run of All of the Souls game isn't more of a patience thing than it is a mechanical thing. Even like 90 Platinum, I would argue, is more of a patience thing than a mechanical thing, but it's still more of a mechanical thing than like all the Souls games, probably. Than just like super pattern learning stuff. But that's the thing. I think 64 star, 120 star. You have to do some just nutso things, super late in, if you want it. Not that 90 doesn't have the, but you know what I mean. What? Who's down there? So it's just rock, paper, scissors, but you have 5 hands. That actually kind of makes sense. Like, a lot of it does look like you just have to continuously play until the patterns are revealed to you in a way where you guess the right way to react to them on any given attempt. From what I played. From a purely precision point, whatever the hardest thing in GD is probably the hardest solely precision-based thing in gaming, realistically. Maybe it's some, like, fan game thing, but fan games are usually, like, 50 FPS, and GD's getting really hard. To the point where that actually matters, like, there's consistently, like, Grief is probably, like, Grief has several, like, 120 FPS frame perfect stuff all over the place, which is just by nature going to be more precise than anything you could have in a game where the maximum precision is 50. I didn't ever 100%. I cannot 100%. I want to make it. It's impossible. But not like the main story I have not done. I do like that kind of difficulty, though. Like, I'm not trying to hate on the Souls games, like, where you have to keep playing to figure out the patterns, because it's really satisfying. And it's something that's, like, approachable. That's how I felt playing the last world of, like, Mario Brothers. Like, the original one. Like, yeah, it's bullshit, but, like, it's satisfying when you figure out all the stuff that you need to do. But if we're talking just raw difficulty, that's more of, like, a playtime thing than it is just about the difficulty of it. It is fine, too. I think that's good that things like that exist. Like, there's an argument to be made that maybe something in, like, Guitar Hero, I don't think Osu has that same level of... Because the thing about Osu is, especially nowadays, like, most of the top plays, the best plays ever set, are not things that take... The hard part about Osu is getting yourself to that level, not doing that thing usually. Like, when you're trying to go for a really hard FC, you don't necessarily spend your whole time playing that map. You get better at the game until the point where that's something you can feasibly do, and then maybe it takes you, like a month or something, maybe. But even then, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you're doing other stuff, you're not really doing one thing. But Clone Hero, you're usually practicing that chart and ways to do that chart because it's more of like a pattern thing, so I can see the argument there, maybe. Not to say Osu isn't, like, tremendously fucking difficult, but it's hard to, like, group together in one thing. Like, this one thing is that hard because of this and this and this. You don't jump in Osu. It's impossible. Like, I guess you can jump Dans, but you will get the skill to do the Dan before it at any given point in time, and you're just choosing not to go and play that Dan. You don't jump from, like alpha to gamma. At any given point, you could open beta halfway through that grind and then beat it, and then you... Like, it's not like... It's not like it's like GD where if you make one mistake, it's over. Like, you're not trying to get, like, a 100% score on these, like, things. You can bullshit your way through it. So it's, like, very different. I don't know. I don't know enough about Clone Hero to say this, like, definitively, but I would still be more inclined to believe that the hardest thing in GD is the hardest precision-based thing. Well, okay, precision-based, yes, GD is the hardest thing, without question, right? Because Clone Hero is something else. That's not precision, that's... In fact, there's no precision in that game. That's a different kind of accomplishment just within itself. There's no timing window. That's complexity of inputs. Then you're getting into Celeste, actually, sort of stuff. Complexity of inputs is a different thing than precision. Like pressing these buttons in this sequence, like this, is a different kind of hard. Like, throwable gameplay stuff isn't necessarily always, like, precise in the most traditional sense. It's like you have to do this very specific input chain to do it. Oh my god. Well, no, someone beat Trials of Death, like, pretty soon after it was done. So I don't know. I think that was more of like a mind block thing for the most part. I don't think Trials of Death would have been as hard if there was, like, things to ramp up to that thing. And even then, that's not precision, that's input density, for the most part. I mean, there is some precision. It's a mixture. Celeste is a mixture, too. Where it's like a spectrum, where GD might just win the award for precision because there's no input density. Whereas things like Celeste and Mario Maker are more in the middle, where there's some amount of precision, some amount of input density, and then you have, like, Clone Hero, which is entirely input density, no precision. So it's, like, hard to quantify these things because of, like, they belong in, like, different categories, fundamentally. What the fuck just happened? I'm dead? Yeah, the look of this level is really nice. Mario Bros. 1 world record is probably still more on the side of precision than it is input density, but there's still some input density. in it. And again, where you're moving left and right has some, but it's still like if we're making a spectrum, it's like 80% of the way to GD. Mario 1 speedruns. And then again, I don't think Mario 1 is that hard. It's just and if you play GD a long time, you know this. It's about how disconnected the inputs are from each other, like the hard inputs. You could run through 2, 3, or whatever for a long time without having to do a difficult input, and then all of a sudden it's here and gets to do it, and that's a lot different than doing hard inputs back to back, where there's a rhythm to them, like it is in GD. A lot different.
Come on, man. What the fuck? Like, I don't know why I can't do this click.
Or we start locking and trying your hardest to go for a speedrun or record. No, I'd get so mad I would break objects. I already know that about myself, and I don't need to find that out playing it, doing a speedrun. I'm just not that guy.
I am fundamentally an extremely angry person, just by nature.
But only at myself. I mean, no, I get angry at people, but I would never, like... Ironically, I think the term anger issues is used to define someone who cannot control their anger surrounding others. I mean, I guess you can use it for yourself, but, like, that's not usually how I see people use it. Like, I would not get irrationally angry at some guy and start fighting them outside of a bar or something like that. That's not really what I do. But when it comes to anger, I understand the condition well. It is my default response to most things. And the reason I play GD is because it's black and white. You're alive or you're dead. If I start to make one mistake, I would not be able to stop my mental from slipping and just continuously making more and more mistakes and then getting upset at myself. And anything where there's any amount of like nuance to that, like I'm on a good run or I mess it up and then I'm mad and then I don't need it because I know exactly what will happen. Like I'm not built like that. Okay, Nathan.
So you are thinking, see, like my default response is to yell at my screen and punch it with full force, but I don't because I know that I can't do that because it costs money and the blah, 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 blah. But I'm upset because I've died here now like 5 or 6 times in a row without passing it, and it's frustrating. But I'm able to isolate that as an independent event and then steel myself to start the next attempt. Because GD is not that hard of a game mentally. You just have to have the bravery to start the next fucking attempt.
It's really all that matters. Because eventually you'll beat it if you continuously do this. Although right now my mental's not that good because of my hand, but I think my hand problem is real, so I don't know what to make of that. Like I feel like I'm not giving it my all because my hand is just not fluid. But I don't want to spend the whole stream complaining about all this end of it gets really bad, but it's not getting worse. It's just not moving right. I don't know why. If I have to take a long break, I will, but I don't want it because I feel like I just had a long break. And I don't really feel like taking a break for any reason, but I know if I have to, I will. I'm not an idiot. Oops. The worst thing I've ever done is slam my desk. I've never broken anything, unless you want to count breaking my chair during Frozen Cave, but that chair was already on its way out. And I barely hit it. It was just fucking... That chair, already the armrests were not able to stick or do anything. So so I'm not surprised. The one light touch hurt it. But I've never like broken a mouse. I've never broken a keyboard. I've never broken a monitor. So. Because then I can't play anymore. And I am bound by logic. It's like fully and completely, so I would never break it. Well, my mouse just fell apart completely randomly during playing XO. I still don't know why that happened. It just slid off. I don't know. Because fuck my life, I guess. I don't know. I've never had a G5 2 break in such a dramatic way, or why. I don't know why I did it. Like, the shield just fell off. I've never seen a mouse do that. I genuinely couldn't believe it when it happened. Oops. I don't even know why that happened. I was like looking very intently on that because I thought that might be an issue. But I probably died entirely because I was thinking about it. I do not think GD is a hard game mentally, but it does have issues where the more you think about it, you have to think about things in this like weird middle zone. If you actually try to analyze what you're doing, you will die within seconds. But you also cannot be lax about it. If I just let myself do the click pattern I thought was right, I probably would have passed it. But also on the flip side, if I let myself do the click pattern I think is right, I can also very easily just die to something I've never died before. Because I'm not like looking intently at the screen like I am normally. It's very in the middle what you need to, how you need to play it. And some people, I think the best GD players are able to just kind of automatically flow into that state where they're kind of in the middle. They're thinking, but you have to think, but you don't think too hard. That's the challenge. In general, it also helps to like visualize yourself passing the part as opposed to like imagining that you're gonna die, because half the times that makes you die. But it feels like my default sometimes is to imagine ways in which I'll fail instead of ways I'll succeed. I don't know. For whatever reason. Well, that's just sad. Again, one of those deaths I've just never died to until right now. This part isn't hard at all, and yet it's the hardest part of all time because you don't die to things you expect. There's too many factors at play. Even though it looks so simple, every single click has a nuance here. Almost every single click has a nuance here. Believe it or not, even though it doesn't look like it. Almost every single individual thing here has some factor. Like, that click I died to is extremely easy, but you don't think about the fact that you have to click at someone in the middle, right? Like, I wasn't thinking, oh, I need to click, but you also have to pick and choose what you're focusing on when you play a part like that. Because if you're focusing intently on every input, making sure you don't fuck it up, you will die. So you have to, like, pick and choose your battles. with that part. And every time I die, it's because I'm not looking at it the right one. And so next attempt, I readjust and try to look at a different one. But then I die to another one, and it feels like there's an infinite amount of them that you can choose there.
Damn, it's like I have a nerve pinch or something where it just feels like I'm constricted in some way. But I can grip like really hard. So I'm not worried. I'm just confused. No, I don't think it's carpal tunnel. That's the problem.
Okay, that's like the first time I've ever thought about having to click that quickly. Honestly, I've never even given it a thought because I've never died there. Yep, that's a new nuance. Now I know it. And eventually I'll know them all enough to the point where I don't have to think about them, and then I'll pass the bar most times. That's just what it'll take. Also, hey, A on air, if I didn't already say it. Maybe I'm getting carpal tunnel. But, like, I don't know. Like, that doesn't sound right. I don't know for what reason I'd be getting carpal tunnel. I take very good care of my hands. Oops.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything worse at night, and I don't have tingling or numbness or pain. It's just stiff because it is. I don't know why. And you know what? You know what it could be, but like I don't think this is real. So I felt. Hold on, what's that? I fell on my pinky here recently, but it healed pretty fast. But I wonder if there's a lot of like inflammation, the antibodies in my hand now or something. I don't know. But that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense because why would it not just target that one area instead of?
And my wrist feels totally fine, also. My wrist feels nice and fluid. It could also just be because I've gotten basically no sleep in the past 8 days, also. Maybe? Because I was fixing my sleep schedule. Yeah, no, I did my hand exercises before streaming. I always do. I do it before and after every time. I warm up and cool down them. Because otherwise, I don't want to... That's why I'm so confused. Like, I feel like I have really good hygiene when it comes to that. It did, but I don't read highlighted messages because they hurt my eyes. Fun fact. If I see a highlighted message, I just like subconsciously ignore it because it hurts to read them. Because they're all like highlighted and shit. And my eyes don't want to do it. I don't think so. I will say my only concern is that the stiffness is most felt between my thumb and the rest of my hand, which is no bueno.
But I think it's because it's sticking out, like it's a big weight compared to the rest of my hand. It's like this big disconnected island
I think I'm in camp. I don't care until I get any sort of numbness or tingling. And then I'll stop. I think that's where I'm going to rest with this, because I just don't feel like taking a break right now. It's a good thing to do stretches before and after a session, in my opinion. Keeps it feeling loose. I'm not a big fan of this experience, this level so far. Just because I'm getting so, like, the gameplay was just so boring. I think it'll be fun when I can actually start to get to the second half with any degree of consistency, then I'll enjoy it. But like, fucking Christ, it's so annoying just getting to the part of 50 and then just dying and then looping the same thing over and over again. Come on, that was like literally the last possible part of that spike. I'm just gonna start clicking that super fucking late. Like
I'm gonna click that when I think the best way to fix a mind block like this is to click when you're dead. Like just literally click when your brain is like, I will die here, I will not survive. And then you'll start to calibrate yourself. It's like kind of a long-winded way to fix it, but you have to be willing to accept that death in the hopes of eventually figuring out where the timing begins.
You can't fix a timing mind block without also doing the other end of the extreme. You just can't, because you're always going to err to the side where you die if you don't let yourself experience what it's like to do the other way too. I guess I don't know. It's just like any level where it's like Digital Descent. Any level where I'm stuck in a pre-drop and the easy part of it drop at the beginning and then I die to some random part in the middle is really kind of not that fun. And I've been pretty critical of those types of levels in the past for that reason, because it's just so boring. And then by the time I get there, I just don't really care. Like if I had a heart rate monitor on, I'm pretty sure I'd just sit at 60 this entire stream and not go up for any reason. I like to feel like I have a chance. Ooh, I was really high up there. It's kind of like, that part kind of sucks because I know I have to click some arbitrary amount in that ship, but it's flashing, so I can't really like look at it. Really, like I just kind of have to hope that I did it right for that part.
What I do is I do 10 seconds of this, and then I do this, and I kind of shake it out, make a fist. You can like move your hand in different amounts here, and then I'll feel out my fingers like this, kind of try to get them loose like that. I'll do the same to my wrist. Stuff like that.
You don't think the bones are in the right place? That's not good. I feel like I should have beaten this level already, but I haven't even gotten close. I think it's just due to how long you spend, like how much of the stream is just actually spent not doing anything that matters. Like nothing that I'm doing on the screen matters at all in this place. I've done 5% of the difficulty required to beat this level. That's still mostly true up until I get to the part that I keep dying to. But this drop part's fun every time, so but then I just die to that, dude. That's weird. I have bone issues, like asymmetrical bone issues too. My rib cages are at different places for some reason. And my left foot is like almost a full size bigger than my right foot, I think. If not just straight up a full size, so shoes always feel weird on me. Although my hands are like the same size, luckily. They're both like those joints are fine. Oops. If you had heard it on me when I did Farewell Golden, you would have seen something, I'll tell you that. You would have seen something. I don't know what we would have seen, but it would have been something. It would have been notable for me. 346. That's unfortunate. Island banned phones in schools. I think haven't other places been doing that too? It's not like a unique thing to Ireland. Like a lot of places have started banning phones in schools. A phone outline is crazy. I mean, I've seen like cocaine in the bathrooms, so I'm pretty sure the school happens that they were not gonna. I don't even think you could do that if you wanted to, dude. I don't think they would let that slide if people like went to my school. Those kids for the most part. For the most part, they're just good ones. I look, you wonder what one of my AP physics class is up to now. They were all good people. No way. I totally clicked. What the fuck? At least I thought I did, but it was kind of a weak click. I felt like my hand was like locked up when I tried to do it. Yeah, I did click, but I think I was dying on the way up, it looked like. Like I did the weird thing where I like locked onto the slope. It was just like a little bit too late on the click. Yeah, that was a skill death. I had to drop silent baits after base because I couldn't hear it. Just to get the rush? Not really, no. I mean, I don't know how much I ever really did, unless I was like, when I was like a kid. Even when I was like new, not even like when I was playing Kenos, I didn't really get nervous until I was like at 80. Like even, like I remember people were like making fun of me because I was like talking to tech like at 78 during the wave. Because I just couldn't care, like I didn't care. I mean, everyone told me it was like a mental thing, and I guess they were right, because I just didn't, like, I never really locked in, really. That's why I, like, fluked the auto, that's why I didn't, like, I died one time past 36 on Carnage mode, and it was at 96, because I just didn't care. I just didn't care. It's not that I wasn't having fun. It's just because everything else is so much less fun. That's the problem. Like, that's what like, extreme ADHD often looks like. Like, it wasn't that I was necessarily, like, locked in, but I wasn't bored. You know what I mean? Like, I was engaged with the material. And it's that when you have ADHD at that level, I think that's all. I think that's enough. Like that's what you get. You know, it's interesting because I'm at least I'm engaged, right? At least I'm curious what happens next. But to say I got a rush would not be accurate, because I almost never did playing GD. Except for the times where I obviously did. Like when I fluked Oblivion from like 78 or whatever. Oh my god. I mean, oh my god, dude. But in general, I don't actually think that, like, even though everyone's like, oh, your reactions are super loud, I still think there's less dopamine coursing through my veins than there are, like, for people normally beating things, like, at all. But the differences with me is I just always display my emotions at full volume. Like, all my emotions are, like, mega, but I just rarely feel emotions, so they're rarely anything to mega. I can and have gone entire days without feeling, like, an emotion, like a real emotion at all. And if I do feel an emotion, it's usually like anger. Like I feel like true emotional, like truly feeling an emotion involves some level of like brain chemicals that I just don't normally have. So I'm like rarely gonna feel it like that usually. But I don't know. I'm sure there's unlocked mysteries to understand about it for me. I just haven't gotten. No, I haven't broken something. It was part of the reason I'm Arrow Ace. Oh, absolutely. I feel like. I'm gonna make sure my phone has the messages, by the way. Yeah, we're good. I think in order to truly feel an emotion like love, like every time I've ever heard anyone talk about that emotion, they're always like, it transcends logic. Nothing transcends logic for me. Nothing transcends. Like something when I would have to feel an emotion so much stronger than anything I've ever experienced in my entire life, or something like that. Like whenever I watch a movie where like everyone like throws their life away for love, I'm like, what the fuck are you even doing? Like, is it really worth all that to you? And everyone's like, yes, because of this and this and that. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it literally, if you could see it from my perspective, you would think everyone's just fucking crazy. Like, people have the most like weird fucking bullshit problems of all time, and they'll solve it using like love or something. Like they'll be like, well, that's what I always needed, and now like it doesn't make any sense. I literally, like, it's so odd. But I also think it's like a connection thing. Like, fundamentally, realistically, the people most similar to me probably never even started speaking. But my dad was just crazy, dude. Like, because he was sick, right? Like, my whole upbringing. So he couldn't work. So he spent literally his whole day, like just, like, teaching me stuff and taking me places and doing all this stuff. And so I developed way further than I should have ever developed, probably. But the problem is now that, like, the people who I'd probably relate to the most, the people that are probably most similar to me, don't, like, exist in the same way that I exist. Like, I've always, like, felt... I think one of the reasons why I've always felt lonely is because I've never met anyone that's actually, like, really like me in the first place. You can't feel lonely if you've never, like, felt that feeling really in the first place. Not that I don't have friends that are, like, really good friends. But, like, when you describe something like love, that's something deeper than that. And that's not a place that I think I've ever met anyone that would ever go to that place. If that makes any sense. Thanks for the 100 bits. Axer. No, yeah, a lot of my friends are dissimilar to me in a lot of ways, and I think it's interesting, and I really enjoy talking to them. I am really lucky with the friends I have. I have some of the best friends in the world, I think. Like, seriously. Absolutely goated people. But they're not me. But honestly, I don't even know what I would do if I met someone like me, like actually like me. I think I'd get scared. I don't know how to play that game. Obsidian Marley. I'm gonna rebeat all the map packs? No. Hardest is Edge of Destiny. I love laughing. Laughing is one of the best things that exists. Laughing and music are the only two things that I've ever found in my entire life that don't return to some level of baseline once you get used to them. Everything in life that produces dopamine is something that inherently cannot be produced cannot be maintained forever because you will get bored of it eventually, to some extent, no matter how long it takes for that to happen. But you will never get bored of music, and you'll never get bored of laughing with friends. And I think those are literally the only two cases where almost 100% of the time, those things will never, like that's why drugs are bad, right? Because your brain gets used to how it feels. Your brain gets used to that, and then it literally adapts to that and makes that your baseline, and then you have to do it to feel normal. But that doesn't happen with music, and that doesn't happen with laughter. You just stay there. Like, it just feels that good every time. Like, no one's ever been laughing with friends and be like, oh, I'm sick of laughing now. Like, I'm like... No more. I used to laugh when I was younger, but... I mean, we do... how we laugh at things does change as we get older, right? But it's not like we ever get sick of laughing, right? Even old people still laugh and find stuff funny and everything. It's easier when you're a kid because everything's novel, but that doesn't mean that you run out of things ever, right? It maybe just takes longer. Like, when you're a kid, everything's funny because everything's new. Of course it's funny. P. Crosby, thank you for the 123 bits. Yeah, because, there's never, like, I think the reasons why you never return to the baseline with them is because there's always something new to laugh at. There's always something new to listen to, right? When you're a kid, everything's funny because everything's new. That's probably why under certain drugs, like, especially the drugs that make you feel like a kid because everything's new, you're just laughing at everything because it all feels novel, right? Like, that's probably why, realistically. Everything's funny because it all feels new. But you will never run out of songs to listen to. You will never run out of things to laugh about. You won't. Yeah, and both of them have a complexity that just cannot be decided. Yeah, like when you're laughing about nothing with friends, quote unquote, usually there is a reason, but it's like astronomically difficult to explain exactly what it is that's funny about it, right? Like, and so many factors go into finding something funny. The timing of it, the thing that came before it, the way it was said. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. There's so much nuance that it adds for a level of complexity that cannot be like replicated. Every individual little tiny part comes together to make that, and by the time you're laughing at it, you've already forgotten all the stuff that leads up to why it's funny. You just remember the fact that it was funny, and then you keep recursive looping, laughing at it at that point. Because it happened then. I mean, same thing with music. You can't fully explain why you like a song fully. You just do. There's too much nuance to explain it.
What the fuck? I don't even know why I just died. I guess I clicked that too early.
This part is so annoying to me right now. It just feels like I'm randomly generating deaths that I've never seen before, and I have to figure out then after the fact what happened for the most part. Yeah. I don't think a lot of people realize, like, you can actually just fully game life. Like, you can imagine that life, like, you just have these, like, stat bars, and that if you're feeling bad, usually what you have to do is just find something that increases a certain stat bar. Or a lot of people do understand that, but they're doing it wrong. Like, they pick the wrong things. That is 100. Like, I would never bash someone for doing drugs, because it's 90% of the time it's because they have neurological issues. That the only reason I'm not addicted to drugs is because they're still not enough. At least the ones that I've done, and I don't want to find out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go and. That's still the reason I haven't done ADHD meds, and I don't think I will. I don't want to find out, like, if it makes everything better like that. Call me a coward if you want, but I don't want to rely on something like that and then have to deal with whatever side effects they come with. Let's not talk about all the drugs that I've done on this stream. It sounds like a not Twitch-friendly discussion. But I've experimented around, but I haven't done anything that crazy, I wouldn't say. And even then, none of that was for a solution or because I was sad. I was just fucking curious. I'm the most curious person on the planet. You think I wasn't gonna go find out what that is? Drugs are not a pleasant experience for me for the most part. That's why I can never get addicted to them. Like, I have so many physical issues. Do you think acid reflux feels fun when you're high? It's not. It's really not. It's just as bad as you think it is. But still, the experiences I've gained from that are still worth it to me. But it's not something that I would do more than, like, monthly. Because there's always going to be some sort of issue. And I'm honestly kind of glad there is. Because if it was just good with no side effects, then I think I would have a problem. But I don't have a problem because I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Yeah, if you there's only a few subset of people that would know, but acid reflux when you're high, oh my god. Dude, like, it's ignorable for the most part. Like, I was, like, sitting on the couch listening to music the last time I was really high, and I was listening, but it still felt like there was, like, a giant cartoonish arrow pointing directly to where the acid was in my throat. Like, I could feel exactly where it was. It didn't necessarily diminish what I was feeling, but it was, like, also just fucking... I guess alcohol does, like, I don't really feel that bad off alcohol ever, but the next day, it's never fun. If I had no hangover, maybe that... Like, I don't usually have a hangover in the traditional sense where I'm, like, really nauseated and can't move, but I just feel like shit, man.
Like, I just feel like my brain is so... I just feel so unhappy for the next day. Even sometimes 2 days. If I get really drunk, sometimes it's the next, like, 2 days I feel bad for. That's not to say it's not worth it to me, but again, I wouldn't get addicted to it. Do I get super hungry? No, not at all. Not even a little bit. If you had my acid reflux, you wouldn't even think about food when you're high. No. The idea of doing that is, like, every time someone brings up food, because, you know, when you're high with people, they start to eat stuff, right? Every time they bring it up, I'm like, oh, fuck that. Can't even conceptualize eating that shit. When I used to not get acid reflux. My acid reflux is a mostly recent development, so I have gotten high before I got it. And even to this day, doctors are not sure what caused my acid reflux or what set it off, because it's not genetic. No one in my family has this. We don't know why it happened, actually. But I don't think it was anything that I was doing, because I was never a very heavy drinker or smoker. Like, I guess I drank some alcohol before it happened, but not enough to do this. Not even a little bit. Did doctors know anything about me? No, no one knows why I'm like the way I am. And then, like, even then, like, you never know if you get a new symptom, if it's going to be like I got tinnitus recently. That has not gone away. It's just there forever now, I think. I can't lie in bed anymore without sleeping because it's so fucking loud. I just can't even ignore it. It's so bad. I used to be like a meditating grandmaster, and now I'm like back to rank 1, dude. Because of the better. Dude, oh. You can't fucking meditate when you have tinnitus, dude. I can't. I'm sure there's a... I don't think a random monk in the woods would be like, oh, I have tinnitus, so I can't meditate now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they would find a way to do it. Like, they wouldn't be like, I can't... you know, like, I'm not trying to say... Like, I know there's a way. They would not... They wouldn't just sit there and be like, I can't do it. So, I'm sure there's a way I can figure it out. But, oh my god, tinnitus... I don't want to say it's worse than acid reflux, but it's close. It's actually close. It's crazy it's crazy that I'm even saying that, dude. Like, the fact that I'm even suggesting that anything could even be on par with the acid reflux is honestly just completely nutso. And yet I'm here suggesting it, so. Let's practice. I guess I clicked that too late or something. I don't know what I did. I did something bad, I know. I'll tell you what, though, the tinnitus is almost certainly linked to the fact that I cannot go on airplanes. And it also could be because I ruptured my eardrum the last time I was on one. But it's not only in that ear, so I don't really believe it. You would think it would just be in that ear, right? Like, it wouldn't, like... What the fuck just happened? Did you see that? I, like, slipped. What? I was surprised at how painful it was to rupture my eardrum. I honestly couldn't compose myself that well, to be completely honest with you. Which is rare, because usually when I'm experiencing a painful episode of something, I'm usually pretty calm and collected. But I mean, dude, I was like staring out the window, like gripping onto the fucking, like, on my seat handle, dude, for like 30 minutes. I looked like, I was so freaked out, dude. Yeah, I didn't think it'd be so bad. But turns out it's a lot more painful than I thought it was going to be. I think because you're experiencing similar symptoms to like barotrauma, right? So it's not just your butt, it's not just your ears that's experiencing problems. Yeah, like, that's the thing too. Like, as long as the tinnitus doesn't get worse, I'm sure I'll be chilling. I was going to quit GD fully. I made a pastebin about this, I remember. I was going to quit GD fully at like the end of 2021 because I just couldn't fucking see anything. But then it just kind of stopped getting worse, and it's still that bad, but it just stopped getting worse, so I can play it more now. You know what I mean? Like, I just, like, got used to it.
I don't know why my vision stopped getting worse, but I think my tinnitus is still in the it's getting worse part. And I don't know why, because I don't listen to music that loudly. I have like the thing on my. I mean, I don't think anything I'm doing is worse than it necessarily. But I don't know. I guess I have it kind of loud in my car, but it's just the bass that I have turned up really high, because you know if you've ever driven in a car before, you want the bass up high. Oops. Hello, Leslie. How are you this fine morning? I cannot be frost-spirited by others. I don't even know who made this. Is this a solo level? Yeah, I figured it's more of a mental thing. Like, I can probably find tricks to, like, tune it out. Weed does not exacerbate it, which I kind of thought it would when I first got it. Like, I was like, oh, weed is going to point a giant cartoonish air to this thing, but it's really not. Like that. I think it only does that for acid reflux because it does actively make my acid reflux worse temporarily because it relaxes the lower esophageal sphincter because it's weed. I think that's what's happening there. As opposed to, oh, it's just making me feel like this because of the weed. It's probably actually more just because it's actually happening. But it's not like dangerous, it's just relaxing the sphincter, so more of it's flowing up. Whereas tinnitus, I don't think it would actively make it worse. Although it probably is neurological in nature to some extent. I don't know. Ugh. Were you conscious during your wisdom tooth surgery? Because they knocked me out. I stayed out, luckily. Okay, so this is not us solo. People who made this. Me and my team made this level. I would have gotten a new best so far today if my hand wasn't stiff like 100%. I know I would have. I know it's like coke, but you're seeing how many times I'm getting far. If my hand felt good, it would be over with. 100%. I don't know why it doesn't, really. Mystery for us to solve later. Although, I don't know, like, eventually we might just get the hand issue that does me in. I wouldn't be surprised. But it would be unfortunate for this to be that hand issue, because I really did want to kind of beat Deimos and beat New Hardest and shit. Like, I'm ready mentally for that. But you can't pick and choose, can you now? You get what you get. Really? This hallucination is the irreparable damage to your hand? It does look like a level that would do that. Honestly. That level looks really, really painful. Honestly, that might be the problem with this. That might be what's happening here. But I don't know. I mean, eye damaging. No, your eyes are pretty resilient. They don't get damaged for bullshit like that.
Like we're pretty confident that monitors don't hurt your eyes in any sort of long-term way at all at this point. No, I picked it up because I was so sleep deprived. I knew I couldn't do any wave and tidal wave. That's why I picked it up. Although I think I do vaguely recall saying that as the reason because I thought this would be less painful. But I'm not really convinced that this is causing any sort of pain that wouldn't already be there. The thing with me is, like, I'm not scared of anything, really. Like, if my hand just breaks off, I'll just find a way to go next. Like, I'll just play some other thing, or I'll do some other... Like, I'm not... I can't really be stopped, necessarily, in any way that matters, because I'll just find something else to do, and then do that, really, like, at a serious level, probably. I mean, but you have to live like that if you're like me, right? Like, you literally have to have that mentality. I used to be a runner, I couldn't do that anymore, right? Used to play GD at a high level, can't really do that anymore, but I still play it. Used to play Mania, can't do that anymore. Things, I will get conditions that stop me from doing the things I'm doing. You have to just be ready to accept that you gotta move to the next one sometimes. I need an auto clicker hand, bro. I don't care enough about GD to like learn it on my left hand, and I also don't think my left hand would be able to do it. Honestly, the main thing I'd miss about GD is how easy it is to play it while talking to chat. Like, it's so easy because there's no input density or complexity to do it. Yeah. I mean, that's all esports, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, you can just get you can get a hand injury and start, like, you could be a CSGO major player and that's it. Like, you're just done. But GD is probably on par with that in terms of how likely it is. I mean, we've lost a lot of good players to random hand issues. Most recently being, like, Thunder cannot play anymore. Like, Wolves lost it to hand issues. Riot back in the day to hand issues. You know what I mean? Is Chopped a good one or a bad one? I'm not up to date with these sort of things. It sounds bad because it sounds like a violent word. Well, I mean, I'm just thinking about the physical action of chopping something. So of course it's going to be a violent word to me. Play Fairy Dust? Fuck my life, man. Let's play Fairy Dust. Sure. Fairy Dust. What? What is Super Pizza Luigi, bro? Are you Super Pizza Luigi? What happened? This was confusing. I don't know where to go. This was one of the hard ones back then, dude. Like, this used to be a really hard level, honestly. No, we're not going there.
dodge. Dude, EBW does have portal dodge in Sonic Wave. It's kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie. I tried to click the beat. Chomp means ugly? Oh, okay. I mean, I am, for the most. I'm not ugly. We've had this conversation. We've all agreed it's somewhere in the middle, and it's fine. It's not something that I would ever care about, which is why I'm amazed that I'm not anything. It's like when people compliment my hair, like I don't just not cut it. Like, sure, I guess it's good. Like, I don't do it. Like, I guess I comb it, and I put conditioner in it so it doesn't feel like shit. But that's just for me, bro. Dude, this part used to be the worst. Because I beat this back in the day. This part, dude, right there, was, like, incomprehensible garbage back in the day. We did not know how to do it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I can't lie. That shit was serious. Yeah, like, OMG, I love your hair. Where's Head Rush? Do we have the original Head Rush back? I beat this back in the day. Super Pizza Luigi's like one of the best names ever made, bro. I wish it didn't change. I beat this level before I beat Windy Landscape. I think sometime like 2016, or I don't remember when. It was like before I was allowed to play the game again, so it was like back when I was beating like Hexagon Force V2 and shit. But that's about as far as I was allowed to get before I got owned by the whole "you can't play GD anymore" thing. I remember thinking this part was really boring and took forever to get to the part that actually mattered, which I guess I was right. Because, yeah, it takes forever to get to the actual wave of this level. That's weird. I don't know why it's like that specifically. I definitely didn't understand that back in the day. I'll tell you that right now. I had no idea what those hitboxes are. We didn't have hitbox mods. Nice Struggles levels were so weird. We were just like, we didn't know where it was. Or like what it required. You just kind of had to guess that it was good. I remember. I remember you, buddy. I don't think I died to this cube, but I don't know how to do it. GD parental controls? No. I didn't even know that was real. Crimson Clutter is a bad level. Flemish. Wait. What if my issues with my hands have to do with like blood sugar issues? Because my foot is tingling and it's not doing shit. It's just sitting down there. Because I am pre-diabetic. Sorry, I know. It's an endless list of symptoms and conditions with me, but what do you do? I didn't think about that, but it could be a blood sugar related issue. That's why my vision's so fuzzy. No, I just had my foot just had pins and needles until I moved it around a bit. Yeah. I know I did get an allergy test recently. My grass allergy was like a million. I'm not like the kid who's allergic to every food. I have no food allergies or anything. Luckily. I used to be allergic to peanuts, but I figured it out. Actually, my hand feels better than it did at the start of the stream, I'm not gonna lie. Whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. I think I'm just gonna play tomorrow and see what happens and then just try to figure it out. I realize diabetes is for infants and babies. That's true. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, now my hand feels looser. You know what's interesting? Like, what if, like, because you get a higher blood sugar spike after eating, even if I always take a walk after eating to try to counteract it. But what if, dude? Because now it feels looser and more relaxed. Really? Fractal block world cosming. I mean, it kind of makes sense, honestly. You thought it was a nap after food? Oh, fucking no. No. For an entirely different reason, I am a not nap. Again, if you've ever had acid reflux, no, we do not nap after food. I don't know. You'd wake up in hell. You'd wake up in one of the layers of it if you tried to take a nap directly after eating. Oh my god. No. It'd be nice, but no. I don't know. I've seen some people say the fractal block world made them feel unsafe, but I actually feel really safe and protected within its walls. Patterns soothe me. I don't like the guys that fire at you, but they're not dangerous. They're just misunderstood creatures. Either way, I'm not afraid of them. Like, I feel like a lot of people in my situation, because I was really high. I think that may have gotten across in the video, but I took a very, very, very large dose, and I think a lot of people may have gotten like scared in that sponge, but I wasn't scared. I was just so like curious on figuring out what was about it. Yeah, because if the problem with that is your stupid sphincter doesn't close, then if you try to lay down after eating, it's all just gonna flow back up. I mean, I don't lay down after eating. Take the part I should have reached a wall for 15 minutes. Yeah, because I kept shrinking, and then because I mean, honestly, I wasn't even, the problem wasn't my idea to get to the wall while I was small, right? Because that idea immediately worked like less than 15 minutes later. The problem was that I kept trying it when it didn't work the first time. I got down till everything was black around me, and I just kept trying to do there was something. Of course, there wasn't anything in the wall there, but like you don't really know playing a game like that. It could exist at a lower level. Dude. You really like even sober, I'm barely able to like discern that I shouldn't have kept shrinking there. But realistically, you're just gonna keep doing it because there might be something. Because other times there has been something. So why this time? You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be. It's hard to say. You know what I mean? It's hard to figure out what matters and what doesn't in that state, really, for me anyway. I couldn't. At least I was having trouble with it. Maybe if you were better and wiser, you wouldn't run into that issue, but I was not wise that day. Dude, edibles make me so fucking stupid. Smoking makes me feel like I'm actually smarter. Edibles make me feel like I'm 3. Like, I can't even read complete sentences. I actually can't. Like, I'm just completely unable to read, pretty much. Like, I've just lost everything. Like, I just don't know how to do it anymore. It's over with. And it's like, it's fun and sometimes, but other times it's like really frustrating. Because I'll really want to get something, and I just literally, I can't. Like, I just can't read it. I'm smart enough still to know not to, like get stuck there. But I'll still get upset about the fact that I can't read the thing if I like want to, but I'm literally unable to do it. It's just like, fuck. Don't point to that. Oh my god. I like this level and it's pretty obvious why. I mean, that's fair enough. It is pretty obvious. Yeah, no. Acid reflux can absolutely cause long-term damage. It can cause cancer cells in the esophagus eventually. It's called Barrett's esophagus, and it will happen to me. Like 100%. It's coming. So if you have acid reflux, I think it's worth it to try to either avoid it or find some way to prevent it. If you can. cancer is not really likely for me because I don't know. I feel like lifestyle choices impact whether I do get cancer a lot more than other stuff. Like, I don't smoke cigarettes. The only cancer-causing thing that I do is alcohol sometimes. Otherwise, I'm pretty healthy. And even that's not more than like once a month, so it's not like
Yeah, I'm so bad at GeoGuessr, dude. I don't know where this is. Like, it's...
could be anywhere, dude. Coming soon. Shop? I thought it was a classic level. How is there a shop? Okay, that's odd. Because I've seen forests outside before. Dude, when I was up in like the rainforest near like Juneau, I was thinking like if I ever got this on GeoGuessr, I would never go Alaska, dude. This doesn't look anything like what I thought it was gonna look like here. Why would I ever do that? I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll go. This must be Alaska here. I want to go up to like Norway. There's like things I want to explore. Every video I see of the nature there is just stunning. And that's like my kind of stuff right there. Oops. La, 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 la. US gas station. Oh. What's the gas price? Oh wait, it could be any day. If the number's above 5, it's in California. I love coleslaw. I'm white enough to love coleslaw. My food taste is not that white, I would say, but I do love coleslaw. I will say, maybe we shouldn't get into this fully, but I don't understand what people say when they say they want to, like, protect white culture. Like, do we really even have a culture? Like, we don't feel like a connected group in any capacity at all. And if we do, we don't have a culture about us, really. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Really, our only culture is where we, like, originally, like, places in, like, Europe. And even then, like, you know. Yeah, oftentimes it's just Christianity. And you don't want to hear my opinion on religion, even if a lot of you probably share the same opinions. Highway in the Forest must be Germany. Must be Germany. This gotta be the Black Forest right here. No, I want to go there. I want to go to the Black Forest. Is that fine? Or is that like, I'm not allowed to go there? I would love to see that. I would love to go to Germany again. I have been before. One of the only places I've been outside of the US. But the problem is, being gluten-free, I don't think there's a lot of things I could eat there. But I mean, I'd fuck up a bratwurst and other various meats. Is Spätzle gluten-free? What it's like potatoes, it should be. I don't know why it wouldn't be. It isn't? What is it? Oh, possum. Fucked. Fuck my life. Fuck my life! Can't do that. I'll say this though about my various conditions. If I'm ever not able to play GD anymore, I probably would not quit streaming. I could probably just stream other stuff. I don't know what I would stream, but I would find a way. But I don't think, I can't imagine myself ever doing like the YouTube meta game ever. I never did, really. Like, as a content creator, I'm gonna fall off the face of the earth. I probably already have a good bit, but I don't think like I would ever do anything about it. It's not that fall. But I'd probably find a new niche that I'd be interested in and just tackle that. But I don't know what that would be. Yeah, I got more streamers playing Fractal Block World than I did playing Tidal Wave at 7 p.m. or whatever, so I don't think it really matters. Yeah, I only popped off because of COVID. I didn't do anything special. Like, when people, like, ask me for advice, I'm like, dude, I got a lottery ticket and then I cashed it in and wrote it out. Dude, that's what I did. I didn't do anything. Like, yes, I guess I'm an okay content creator in that, like, I'm funny and I make jokes or whatever. Sure. Right? Like, but I'm not sitting there in the analytics menu going like, oh, well, this. No. I was like, I want to play wave challenges for a video. Like, that's what I did, dude. I only made videos because I wanted to do it I wanted them to exist. Like, I only wanted to do it because I wanted them to happen. I was like, there's no one doing it. I was like, no, because the problem was, back in the day, right, back in, like, 2018 or whatever, there wasn't people making content videos that were, like, top players, and that pissed me off because I wanted to watch videos from, like, top players playing through levels, and they just didn't exist. So I was just like, I'll just do it myself. Once I beat Kenos, I was like, I'll just try it myself. I didn't even necessarily expect it to go that good. I just wanted videos to work. And then people always ask me why I quit making GD videos. Because I made all the videos I wanted to make, dude. That's all I ever did for it, dude. I just made the stuff I wanted to see, and now I'm not a top player anymore. I wouldn't really, like... I made the videos I wanted to make, man. I had a goal, and I achieved the goal. Yeah, Zoink's making, like, actual highlight content now. It is cool. But it's funny when people treat me like I did something revolutionary. When all I did was just edit my... I just had someone edit my streams together. Like, I wasn't doing... Like, it's just... I don't know why no one was doing it. That's the part I don't understand. I guess there just wasn't a lot of overlap between, like, players that were also, like, entertaining content creators. I think that was the only thing, dude. But it wasn't like I'm, like, a genius or anything. Like, all I did was, like... I like streaming and I like playing hard levels. How can we merge these two concepts? Yeah, the problem is everyone who was doing stream content was asked to GD, and the people who were good at GD weren't interested in making stream content. That's the only reason it worked, because no one was doing both of those two things. That's the only reason we're here. Well, actually, I probably still would have continued streaming. Well, no, I would have had to get, like, another job or something. I mean, I still do have to. But I have an idea. Oh, I have an idea, chat. I've had an idea, past tense, for like a year. But I haven't brought it up yet, and I still won't, because it's not ready yet. Yeah, pro players barely even streamed back then. And then people started complaining recently that pro players aren't streaming. Like, you don't realize how good we had it. Because we were doing that. Yeah. Yeah, a long time ago now, I said I had a good idea, and then I didn't tell you. I'm actually just baiting. Dude. I'm so bad at streaming GD and playing it like good. This whole time, dude, I've never actually locked in while playing. That's why everyone was like, dude, you think I couldn't have
You think I couldn't have if I wanted to truly lock in and go be terrorist? Probably even Slaughterhouse. I probably could have if my whole goal the whole time was to continue to be good at the game. If from 2020 to 2021 I continued to try to play top levels, I never played another top 10 like ever again. After doing that. Like I'm not not to say I ever would have been the best player, but I could have. Like I could have been a good one. But I didn't choose to do that. I never did that. Yeah, the next top 10 I played was Oblivion. After that. Like, it's 3 years after. I'm not that competitive of a person. I'm really not. Like, even when I play Bridge, I'm not that fucking serious about it. Like, I'll lock in, but I won't do the things. I want to play the game the way I want to play it. I always have. My goal was never to be a top player. It was to play the levels I want to play. And do it. Oblivion was like 16 when I beat it on the list. I think Edge of Destiny was also around the same when I beat it. It was like 19. And now I'm going for Deimos, which is like 20. So it looks like I've been kind of locked in place for a few years here when it comes to where I'm at in the greater community standard. Not a bad place to be stuck, though. I'll take it. We take this. This game moves too fast. It does, but it doesn't. Matt's in the chat. We respect you, Matt. There's many people here that owe their lives to you. So many, in fact, we celebrated a celebration for you. Guys, take it away. Me and the Wii. I don't know about all that, dude. And then we had an edit to celebrate Matt. And then we put this sentence in the video to ruin the illusion of what we did. Well, it's not even an illusion. And now you're probably looking at the screen like, Nathan, that last segment was pretty bad because you just repeated what happened. And I don't have an answer to that, man. I'm sorry, okay? I can't do everything for you. But it's okay. At least you're watching the video, right? You can just zoom on to the part where I beat it. We're stuck here. Where were you when I needed you? Person watching this video? Sitting in your comfy ass chair where I go through this like grueling ass experience. It's not that grueling. But for the sake of the video, it is. For the sake of the video, this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life, bro. And you weren't here. You're just watching. You're just here for the benefits. You weren't here. Everyone in the chat is here. But you weren't here. Unless you're both. In that case, I don't know. I don't know what to make of you. You're allowed to watch the video if you watch the streams, then it's fine. Because then you're also reaping the rewards with me. But could you imagine being a YouTube viewer and you weren't here during all of this struggle? What does that make you? What does that make you? Yeah. Fake fan, bro. I'm alright. I'm good. I'm great. I'm fantastic. It just keeps getting better every time I ask myself. $300 views. That can only be the people who watch the streams, dude. Oh my god, like, oh, I got an itch, bro. My hand is like unstiffening. What does it all mean, dude? What the fuck? What does it all mean? I genuinely don't know what it means. Or if I should care about this thing. I don't want to grow a beard. I'm not doggy. Dude, that image that Zoink posted to Twitter, where it just looks like normal, and then you see a guy who looks exactly like doggy, like side profile, like on the right. It's so funny, dude. It's so fucking funny the way that photo like reveals itself to you. It's
so funny. It's like one of the funny things I've ever seen. The side profile is doing so much heavy lifting there. It's so funny, dude. What do I do if I open the door and there were like 6 colored, slightly larger than average keys on the ground? I mean, I'd probably like look for a way to use them. Or like, cause like, that's exciting. That means that there's like color related challenges that await me. I just need to figure out what they are. But then I would never find anything because you ended the hypothetical there, so there's nothing else to find, so that's gonna be sad. But it might induce this sort of like weird, like, you know where you watch movies and there's like the old dad with like the treasure map and he's like, I could never find it or something. It'd probably be one of those situations where I would look for a while and then I couldn't find it. And then like eventually like, I don't know, way down the line or something, some like young kids or whatever I'm interacting with, and then they're like, and then I'm like, well, when I was a kid, there was these keys, and then I couldn't find it, and then they'll find it, and I go on like a big journey to find it, and that'll be like a movie. But I don't think I would solve it. I'm pretty stupid. Just recognize Finland, but then it restricts on the pedestrian crossing sign. That's crazy.
GeoGuessr Pro. I thought you said you were bad at it. What? Lost in a maze of shadows without me. Yeah, I mean, I have problems with it. I think I'll just give my feedback on it and then just run it. I think that's where I was at, but then I got too tired to do anything last night. By too tired, I mean like it was 3 p.m., but what are you going to do when you're this sleep deprived? It happens. I would be better at GeoGuessr if it didn't cost money, probably, because I can only play it when like Deados hosts a live thing. It is fun to play that with like 8 people, but I'm pretty good at it. I'm in a closet, which is a room of its own sort. Yeah, that's my complaint with it too. It gets so much better past that. Like it's not, I don't have an issue past that really. But the problem is that's like what people are gonna like discern if they want to watch the rest of the video. They're gonna watch the first part and then they'll decide if they want to watch the rest. And I guess that's part of my problem. But it's like one of the things that you see why I'm stuck in a maze of indecision here. Stole Xerxes' joke. I just don't know what the best course of action is here because I care about this like that experience a lot. So it's kind of tough for me to be like just release the you know, dude. But I don't want to feel like an asshole either. Is Russia actually available in GeoGuessr? I've never seen it. Oh wait, yeah, it is. I've seen it. Yeah, but like so much of it, like just guess somewhere in the west of it. Like there's no way it's over there. Nothing exists over there. Nothing that's gonna be on GeoGuessr. Well, it's in like Yakutsk or whatever. Outside of that, you're not getting anything. Oops. Am I rage baiting you? I might be. If I am, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm actually that stupid. If you were wondering if I was messing with you. In my head, most of Russia exists in the western half of the country. Because it's too cold and Siberia-like in the other half of it. I do know it's pretty temperate. What about Siberia? It's real! That's the coldest inhabited town in the world is Yakutsk or whatever. I know it's real. Don't mess with me anymore. Now you're rage baiting me. Fuck! It's all just a rage bait. Everything's a rage bait. Tell me genuinely how you feel. It's in the north. Oh yeah, I guess the north is in there. You guys know that like island? That's right, it was Australia. Good job. Ding!
Uday? Bro, that's arm in Japanese. I don't think that's a real place. I'm sorry. And it's funny because Russia actually borders Japan, if you think about it, kind of. So they stole the word. They stole the word. Bro streams in a closet when his net worth is $415,000. Where can I catch that? Actually, no. That's probably actually true. Like, when I think about the amount of money that, like, companies offer to sponsor me for, it's not, like, a small sum of money. So I guess that's true, actually. But I wouldn't do anything with it, so. It's like saying that, like, Greenland is worth a bajillion trillion dollars because they have all those resources in the ice. Like, it doesn't matter if you're not going to go out to the ice to get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just in there somewhere. No, I didn't think you were being mean. It is weird that I stream in a closet, but I do it because... Why do I do it? Did I have a reason for any of this? Or am I just acting for no reason? I like when the walls are close together. No, it's the furthest possible place in my place from the Ethernet. I mean, it's plugged into Ethernet. So it's not like it's not there. I think it was just a comfort thing for me. I've never actually been in a... No. I've been in one... Like, the place I beat Kenos, the chapel room thing, I had a pretty open space. But I didn't really like it. Like, I didn't like how open it was. I didn't like that my entire right side was open to the stairwell. Not that it was, like, necessarily bad. I just wasn't, like, it wasn't my ideal. And then the place I moved it next, my walls were right next to each other, and I just got used to that from there. The only problem I have with the walls close together thing is it gets way too hot in here. Because the computer's right down here and it's pumping the hot air into this place. Which is pretty bad. I won't lie. But that's the only negative, really. It doesn't get that hot in here. Unless it's during the summer, in which case I'm boiling. But oh my god, if anything's better than that house I had in Syracuse when it comes to heat. Wow. No AC in Syracuse wouldn't have been a problem if it wasn't 2025, dude. Holy shit, it's hot nowadays. Every day's a record-breaking day, bro. You don't have AC in this. Cooked. You are literally cooked. You will be. I was. So bad. You've no idea, dude. Well, you have some idea. Okay, I'm done. I streamed for almost 2.5 hours today. I only streamed longer because my hand started to, like, loosen up, which is weird, and I don't know what to make of it. What did I learn from all this? I learned nothing. I don't know why any of that happened to me, and I don't have a good answer as to what it means going forward. Like, what does it all mean? I literally don't know why anything happens the way it happened. Longest stream since the stream 2 streams ago? Well, it was the time, like that one time. Did anyone notice my live viewers went down like by 40 and like everyone's live viewers went down by like a little bit? I guess because they got rid of bots and like, but like no one was view botting. I think it was just like there were bots in random people's streams. I think it's just kind of how it worked. You enjoyed your 5 minutes of being here? It was pretty good. I think I can beat it soon. I don't know why I'm not. Those were your flock of viewer bots. They haven't gotten rid of all of us. That's true. That is very, very, very true. There's still a lot of bots here. Okay. I don't know when I'm going to beat this. If I still feel stiff tomorrow, I'll not play, but I'll probably stream something else because I don't really feel like taking another day where I do nothing. I don't like sitting there and doing nothing if I could do something. So, you know. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, had a great time just chatting with you guys, and I'll see you when I see you. Take care.